Threads, custom bowstrings. Wow. They probably won't watch this. If so, they're going to be ashamed of me. They're good people. They don't want to see me drink. And I love them dearly. They don't care, but at the same time, they're great people. Like Ty. Thanks.
Wonderful.
The only difference is they're, never mind.
White?
That was not, no!
I'm just saying, you're going to love this guy's girlfriend. You guys will hang out one day and vibe.
She actually would. She would love him. You're stroking that strong, boy.
No,
You're stroking it
like,
strong.
I actually know what good podcast audio is, so I'm having it as close to my mouth as possible.
As you should, sir. Look at you.
Scott, are you going to hold that the whole time we do
I
this?
think you
Yeah,
should.
he is.
Yeah, I 100% think you should.
Oh, welcome to the Podium Archer Podcast, everybody. Coming at you from Nashville North Archery. We've got some special guests in town. But first, follow me on Instagram at @BrandonMcDonald_archery. Follow Josh everywhere at Podium Archer.
And if you need a discount on podiumarchery.com,
Dad,
Ty10.
oh my God! Oh, I'm so totally derailed right now.
Dang, I did it to you. And the difference is he actually has a code.
Code Ty10. Check out podiumarchery.com.
Listen, everybody's codes are screwed right now because he just went over 100K on YouTube, and so code MFJJ is going to get you 15% off on podiumarcher.com for the whole month of January. But if you're going to buy something before Christmas, discount code BMAC, that's discount code BMAC, or Ty's code. What's your code, Ty?
Ty10.
All right, Ty, like TY?
TY.
10.
TY10.
Ty, short for Tyrone.
Yep.
Short for Tyler.
What do you call
Short for
him?
Tyrese.
Sorry.
Short for
Typhoon.
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 Short for typhoon.
Typhoon.
Go get you one of these nice jackets that has price tags on it.
I literally didn't even remember that I was wearing this
How are you
until
cold?
right
I
now.
did because it was bothering me that you were still wearing it, but you haven't paid for it because it has the tags on it.
I'm so hot now.
There you
The
go.
furnace is not working here at Nashville
Furnace over
North.
there is working. This one, or the furnace over there is not. This one is. So it's actually decently warm right here. But if you go that way, it's a bit on the cold
A
side.
little frigid.
This is not as loud as I thought it would be.
It's still a puffy. There's no
Okay, all right, wait. We're not done with the intro. Like and subscribe, by the way, if you're here. Come on, we're about to sit down with these two fantastic fellas that I'm not even going to show them on the camera. I'm just going to show this camera, so nobody knows who they are yet. Follow us on the audio platforms, and what's the thing that people are supposed to do on the audio platforms?
Please leave a review anywhere you listen on an audio platform. It helps us more than you know. It's the only place that you can actually tell the popularity of something because you can't actually see how often something's been downloaded on the audio side of thing. On YouTube, you can actually see how many times somebody's watched something, but the other side of it, you can't. So the only way the public has to know if something's popular or not is to leave a review. So please, if you can, takes just a second, 3 words, whatever, don't care. Just leave a review where you're listening. Unless you hate it, then go away.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. All right, we're here with Scotty. Scotty, what Rolex are you wearing tonight?
The one that matters is called an iPhone.
Okay, and then we're here with Ty Jordan. Ty, what Rolex are you wearing tonight?
I don't wear one.
Listen,
That looks Rolexy. What is that?
I got mine. Shout it out. What, are you worried about getting robbed?
No.
You worried about getting robbed?
We are in Cheatham County.
They don't know what a Rolex is in Cheatham County.
They know it's shiny and expensive.
I know it's shiny. They probably have no idea
If
how
it's not
expensive it is.
spinning on the wheels of a car or a truck, they're not interested. Listen, I don't mean to be mean. I'm just kidding. Intro our guests a little bit.
Scot Evans, Ty Jordan. Very similar to me, owns an archery shop, runs it a whole bit. Ty Jordan might be the most creative guy in archery right now. And he's on the up and up. So watch out.
What a kind thing to say.
If you don't know him, you will. And you should follow him because you'll figure it out.
Up and coming.
Yes, sir.
Big time.
What do you want to talk about? I said I wasn't going to try to lead this one at all. What do you want to do?
That's your job.
I'm just curious. I mean, we've got like 4 personalities.
I would assume we have some drinks and just chat.
Okay.
And what we didn't talk about when we had Scotty on yesterday was what we all think about the new product launches this year. We didn't even talk about that, which was my intent.
The whole point of me
The
coming.
whole point was like, hey, let's talk about the new product
You
launches.
should have told me ahead of
I
time.
did tell you
We
that.
are.
And then some
we
stock
can't
was
stay on.
involved and you didn't remember.
That might be
Yeah.
fair.
So, but no, what jumped out at you the most this year? We'll start with Scotty. What jumped out at you the most this year on new product?
I will have to say the PSC Sicario jumped out at me a lot because it shows me that they're actually trying to come back strong. The other thing would definitely be, and this is me being biased because once again, it's my favorite spec bow, the Arc 34 with the Z mods, which I currently don't have in my bow, but they are going in my bow as soon as I get back home.
How much did Matthews pay to say that?
Oh, so much. Way more than Hoyt's paying you to only shoot their bow.
I shoot a little bit of everything, though.
Yeah.
Ty's
but-
like, I can't deny it because this is what's sitting on the table right now.
you know, it's
little
funny he
showpiece.
actually brings that up because for many years, people thought that Prime was paying me to shoot only primes.
We literally, I was like, that's the only way that anyone would shoot a prime is if they were being paid to do it.
or if their favorite spec bow was a
kidding.
34-inch. No, I'm giving you statistics. Calm
Or
down.
have,
Don't get your panties
like
in a
bass
wad. Go
boat
sell a house. You'll feel
sparkles on
better.
it.
Come back. What?
Had little bass
Bass
boat
boat
sparkles.
sparkles.
Are you mad because I can get a one-off bow and you can't?
I could probably do it. I could probably swing it
I'm
if
waiting.
I wanted to.
I'm waiting.
That's scoreboard. It's valid.
Score.
All right.
2-0.
No, but
we
explain.
can go views over the last year. That
Huh?
would be scoreboard.
Yeah, you want to?
Overall views. I'll do it.
my
I'll do
God.
it.
Overall?
Just pull your wieners out
Oh
now.
my
Figure it out. Shut up. Oh my
5 minutes from
God.
now,
I bet mine's more shiny.
it's on the table.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus.
If you can match 100 mil, I'll entertain the argument.
I love this.
Oh my God.
This
children,
is the
come on.
ego of this type of group of people. You think that normal people decide to put themselves online and do social media? No.
Probably
it's the
not.
ultra competitive, the penis measuring people. That's what it is. All right, Scotty, continue. Prime.
Anyways, where did I leave
The
off
spec
at?
bow that you like from
Spec
Prime.
bow you like.
34
Why you
inch
were
axle
shooting.
to
Why you were
axle,
justifying why you shot a prime.
34-inch axle to axle, 6.5-inch brace height bow. They've had that more than any other bow company for the past couple years.
Did they have that this year?
This is the first year.
They went with a 6 and a 7-inch
They
brace,
had it
right?
2 years in a row. The past 2 years in a row. They didn't have it 3 years ago. They had it 4 years ago. But no, they went to a 33, which they always go back and forth eventually. But anytime I get my hands on a 34, money.
Gotcha.
For
Kyle,
exa-
what do you like to shoot? Like you have
I
a
like
sweet
to shoot
spot
a little
bow?
bit of everything.
So you don't have like a sweet spot that you like to be in.
I started shooting the shorter axle RX10 this year, and I played with it a little bit at distance, so like 100, 105, and I shot surprisingly well with it. I just barely got this bow here, which is the AX3, so a little bit longer axle to axle. I have yet to shoot the longer axle to axle Hoyts this year, but I pulled my RX9 out the other day just because I wanted to play with a little bit longer axle to axle, and I think I definitely do favor like a 33, 32 axle to axle bow.
Okay.
For sure. For shooting targets and stuff. I think like whitetails out of a tree stand and a blind, it's not going to matter that much. You're 20 to 35 yards. It doesn't matter that much, in my opinion. But whenever I really stretch it out, I can kind of tell.
How tall are you, and what's your draw length again?
6 foot. I'm like a 29 and a quarter.
Okay,
With
and
the
then
Hoyt.
what are you?
I am 5'11" on a hot day and 29-inch on most bows.
Okay, that's interesting. Everybody's a little longer than because what's the normal? You said 29 is
29
normal?
is the most common draw.
Okay, all right,
That's why most
yeah,
bow
in
manufacturers
America.
send their bows preset at 29 inches.
that makes sense.
Great. Well, they design them to be shot in there for the most part.
That's like the sweet spot.
Yeah. Well, that's where they're trying to get their most performance out of because that's the average person.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the smaller axle to axle. The longer axle to axle, they figure you're probably shooting a longer draw length. But the educated individual that's got a 29-inch draw length is shooting a longer axle to axle bow, which I know we talked about this yesterday. It's amazing what the percentage of longer axle to axle bow sales are.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't used to be that way.
Ah, that's
It's like they're
interesting.
learning. They're getting a little more knowledgeable and a little more aware and cognizant of the fact that a longer bow is a little more accurate. It's a little more forgiving. And a 32-inch, 33-inch, 34-inch bow isn't cumbersome to shoot in a ground blind or a tree stand or anything like that. I mean, I came from the time when our bows were 40, 42, 44 inches long
Dude, that's wild to think about.
in a ground blind and a tree stand.
So can
And
I
now
hit,
you're bitching about 34. Like, it's not what you think.
can I hit you with a question then?
Hit me up, yeah.
So if someone who has a shorter draw length
Mm-hmm.
is considering going to a longer axle to axle, do you think it's worth sacrificing the feet per second to go to a longer, more forgiving platform? Or would you say stick with the shorter platform, maintain the speed?
Depends on a multitude of things. Number one, what are you doing with it? Number one. Number two, is speed a factor? Like, does it matter? Because you are going to give up a lot, especially when you get in those shorter draw lengths. Your shorter axle to axle bow at a shorter draw length, and you have to be a little more specific about what exactly you're referring to, because some of your shorter bows have a shorter cam, and that shorter cam is going to be a lot faster. Hoyt especially. Hoyt makes a small draw length cam, and nobody's speed touches that in a short draw length. Like you get down to a 26 with that cam system, you're not going to find something that shoots that fast.
Have you tested the FDX cam down in lower drawings?
The FDS? Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
FDS,
Mike,
that's
go look
right.
at
That's PSE.
go look at a Sicario versus a 33, which is the argument I'd make to you on saying how great the Sicario is. Yeah, if you're going to shoot a 30-inch draw length at 5 1/4 brace, but if you're going to shoot that same bow at 28, it's not fast. I mean, they lose 14 foot a second per inch.
Isn't that crazy?
Like this bow loses 8, right? So you shorten that thing 2 inches. If you're 28 inches or shorter, it is not any faster than anything else. And it's got a 5 1/4 brace where everything else you can compare it against is 6 or higher.
How is that possible, physics-wise? How is that possible?
You design something
Efficiency.
specifically for a specific size.
Okay.
So when it starts to drop off from that size, it gets drastically worse.
Golly, that's so drastic.
That's
though.
reality, though.
And that's something a lot of people don't understand when they hear we made this bow more efficient, whether they actually did or not, whatever. But that's what they're talking about. Like, for example, because correct me if I'm wrong, this bow, they went back to 2 different module systems, correct?
It's a module per inch.
Module.
So it's more than 2.
Okay, so it's mod specific? Or no,
It has a 1-inch range in the mod and
Okay.
a 1/4-inch adjustments.
and they do that to make the bow more
efficient. No different than Matthews runs modules per length, not a broad adjustable thing.
Scotty's
And
pointing
there's-
at the Hoyt for all the audio
Yeah,
listeners.
there's a 5 to 10 foot a second gain in velocity if you're changing the individual module as opposed to pivoting the module in general, which is another testament to how fast the Sicario is, because it is also a pivoting module, but that's also a byproduct of why it loses so much speed so fast. And when you compare the Mach 33, which with an FDS cam, against anybody else's 33 foot a second bow, it's about the same speed. And it's the faster ones, right? When you're comparing them out. So is that cam faster, or is that cam just faster at 30 inches on a Sicario? That's what it is.
And that's what a lot of people overlook and don't understand when a bow company says we made our bow more efficient. Well,
For what?
exactly.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, they're talking about the speed you're going to get out of your bow based off the draw length. How are they going to get you more speed based off your specific draw length? Like what you just said, they have a smaller cam for
Shorter draw length.
shorter draw length.
On these, yeah. Well, you can get an SD cam, and they make a longer one too.
Okay, which
No
and
different
I'm
than
seeing
your
more bow
than
companies
your
do
X-
that.
No different than your XD has a larger cam configuration over like an Arc 34. They're the same kind of shape dimension, but it's just larger for hitting those longer draw lengths.
So what is because obviously you've done more of it than I have, what is your feet per second difference roughly? Obviously I know it's all over the place between a rotating mod at a 27-inch draw versus a mod specific bow at 27-inch draws.
Rotating mods in general are more prone towards 10-ish, 11-ish feet a second, usually variants.
Per inch
Where-
or per half
per
inch?
inch.
Per inch.
Per inch, and then your typical harder mod bow is usually 8-ish, somewhere around there. So it's traditionally about 3 feet, but sometimes there's extreme variance, and that's usually an extreme variant on speed on its high end. And as it starts to gravitate back from that, it's a farther variant. So where it traditionally would be like a 10, 11 on a pivoter, you run into 14. And I ran into that a lot. If you follow the testing of the Sicario and the Mach 33, when I shortened them down, both of them an inch, they both lost 13 to 14 feet within that inch. Then you take the speed of the Sicario versus the speed of a Mach 33 and realize that that's like a 2 different inch setting on the cam, and it is like 28 feet slower. So now you're in a relative realm.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's running the efficiency for what you want it to be. When I first tested that bow and talked to them about it, I was like, how in the hell did you get this to go so fast? I'm like, well, it's every little thing you check. It's like, okay, got it. So you're taking every little functional thing across the way to make that shoot as fast as possible at that length and neglecting everything else along the way. So that bow's great if you're 30 or 29. Outside of that, I don't know how bad you want it. But it doesn't pull hard either. Like it's a relatively gradual one. Like you've had one, you're shooting one, right? They're not bad.
But I'm also 29-inch draw, so I'm getting all of it.
Most of it.
Most of it.
Most of it.
Can I ask a question?
I would get all of it. You'd get most of it.
Of course you would.
This
Go,
might
Ty.
be a tangent. I saw Jeff Cordero made a post today about,
Well, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Shout out to Barefoot Archery in North Carolina.
Yep. Little shout out. Okay, so if you pull a bow back and you hold it for 2 minutes, would you technically have a slower feet per second than if you
100%.
pulled the bow back and shot it immediately?
If you hold it for 5 seconds versus 0, it's absolutely different. There's a reason that when they speed test bows in the factories, they hit a back wall and go off.
I didn't know they did that.
Oh, yeah. There's multiple things they do to make them go faster. You know how we're
Is that part of
arguing about-
IBO?
It's not mandatory. It's just what makes it go faster.
Oh, okay.
Makes
Right, so-
no sense to me physics-wise. Like, I don't understand how it would be literally losing perceivable feet per second by you holding it back.
You lose a couple feet if it sits. And I can't tell you why.
All
It
the
just does.
manufacturers said the exact same
But-
thing.
But
You
no
don't-
different than that. Hold on, no different than that. The same thing will happen if you shoot a fletched arrow versus an unfletched arrow, even if they weigh the same weight. There is a velocity difference. If you shoot a bow with a soft knot on here and grab the release underneath the string, as opposed to a loop, there's less weight on the string, it goes faster. All those things make it go faster. And you combine 3 or 4 different measurables, and you gain 10 feet that you can't reproduce, and I can't reproduce, and you can't reproduce under a normal application. Which is where the "they're lying to you" thing came from. It's like, I know how you're doing it, but the average guy can't do that. So what are we doing here?
In Jeff's video, did he tell what the perceivable loss was after holding for 2 minutes?
So I didn't even watch his video, but I saw his story that he
Okay.
posted on Instagram today, and I was like, that's a good topic to talk about today.
That is interesting.
I had never even really thought of it. I didn't even think it was a thing. I don't really get too wrapped up in like specs or speed. I'm just like, what feels good and what can I shoot good? But for someone that's a tinkerer and like a gear nut, it's probably something you might not have ever thought about. And so I was like, I need to ask Josh this.
Speaking of staying at full draw too long, what are your thoughts of putting strings and cables on a bow, leaving it on a draw board overnight to stretch the king?
We do it all
strings
the time.
Really?
Yeah. It'll force the servings that are rigid to bend over and stay in that position. We'll actually pull it in the draw board and then crank the weight up way beyond it. So it's sitting with a ton of load on it. And that's actually a common practice in my shop. When they get them all built, they'll put them in a draw board and leave them overnight and then take them out in the morning. I think it's a good way to go.
Just for string break in?
Yeah, to help it settle.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's
interesting.
pretty common.
I was curious because I've heard mixed emotions, but I haven't done it.
What's it going to hurt? Tell me that.
I don't know. That's why I was asking.
Then do it. If you don't know if it's going to hurt anything and you can't come up with a reason why it would hurt it,
I can't
just do it.
come up with a reason to really.
I mean,
do it.
the only reason I can think about not doing it is you have a limited amount of ability to store bows at full draw.
I agree. But if you got 6 draw boards, then you're fine. But, well, here's my real question for you then in that scenario. Like, you're like, well, what's the gain to do it? Right?
That's why I was asking.
Well, how often does your peep rotate? Does it happen?
It happens
In a settling period,
Does
right?
it happen? Period. Absolutely, yes.
Okay, why?
Because you're string settling.
How's your string settling?
Because you're shooting it, pulling, drawing it back.
Your serving is breaking into the cam groove.
Interesting.
So the string you don't think is actually rotating. You think the serving is actually breaking into
The
the groove.
serving's breaking into the cam groove, functionally changing the length of it slightly, which changes the rotational point, and that's what it's coming from. So if you put it in a draw board and crank it back and put load against it, it's forcing that serving to break down faster.
And what's an effective time to leave it at full draw?
Just overnight.
Just overnight? Okay.
Yeah, a couple
Cool.
hours would probably do it, but just put it in before you go home and take it out in the morning. Run into that. Now, if you put that same string and cable in a stretcher, you can achieve that, but it's not bending over the cam.
It's not forming
And
to
this
the cam.
thing that's
to the
intended
grooves.
to be straight, that's bent over an angle, has to get force over the angle, right? So it forces every piece of the serving to settle into the groove that it's going to be in at full draw. So it kind of eliminates your settling period. We started doing that a year plus ago.
And no effects on the limbs on the bow or nothing?
No. And it eliminated you didn't get bows back with a rotating peep. Because
Very
that serving orientation that's trying to break into that groove, you shooting it breaks it down, but also if you keep a bunch of load on it, it also breaks it down and you don't have to shoot it. So it's a good way to go, for sure. If you have access to it, if you have a draw board at home, draw your bow back when you first put the strings on it, crank it up and crank it past the weight, like exceed it. Get it to where it's like holding 30, 35 pounds of holding weight, so everything's forced into there really good, and just leave it overnight.
It's extremely good information that I was uncertain about.
That is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question on something Ty said earlier. So you said that you're not like that concerned about specs and tinkering, like you just like what feels good.
Yeah.
Explain that to me. Like explain when you pick up a brand new bow, when you say this feels good, quantify that to me. Because I think that there's a lot of people that like that's how they do it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's just what feels comfortable when I shoot it. And I find it interesting because I made a post of my RX-10. It was just kind of like a bow edit of it. And people are like, well, it's easy for you to like this bow. Like, you got the bow for free. Or it's easy for you to like the bow when someone pays you to use a bow. But it's like, I've been shooting a Hoyt for 5 years, and I've been paying for Hoyts for 4 years. Like, a lot of my content over the past 3 years, I've bought several bows. Like, I've probably spent $5,000-$6,000 a year on bows. And one, it's to shoot them, and I like bows. But two, because I realize like shooting different bows is good for content. And so for me, it's just picking something that's comfortable. It's not who's going to pay me or what can I get from this company. It's what can I shoot and what can I be comfortable with. And so with that in mind, it's like I've shot Matthews, I've shot Hoyt, I've shot every bow brand. And for me, it's like, what can I pick up? What can I feel comfortable with? And it's like, I'm going to run with that.
Okay, but go deeper because I want to know. So when you pick up a Matthews bow, there's a reason that you went back to shooting a Hoyt.
Yeah.
So I want to know why. Like,
but
go through the individual elements of it.
Okay, so for me, the string angle of the Matthews is tough for me. It feels like a steeper string angle.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I've also spent a lot of time shooting them side by side. Like, you got to think about it from this perspective. At one point, I was paid or I got free bows from no one. And so I had no, like, there was no incentive for me to say one bow is better than the other or shoot one bow over the other. I just put a ton of reps in behind both bows. And I get not everyone can do this. Not everyone can go buy 2 new bows and shoot them side by side all year long and figure out what works for them. But for me, I shot the Matthews, I shot the Hoyt equal amount of times. I hunted with both, I harvested with both, and ultimately I picked which one felt better for me. So when I was diving into what felt better, it was, okay, whenever I anchor, what do I feel comfortable with? What draw cycle do I like more? Like the grip angle, what do I like about the grip? And then ultimately it's what do I shoot better? Like, because
how big of a factor is that? Like when you're shooting groups at 100 yards, if you liked the feel of the other bow better, but you were getting better results out of the bow that you were like, nah, the draw is stiffer. I don't like the string angle as much. The grip I don't like as much, but you were getting better end results. How much weight does that factor in?
I would say if I shot a bow better at 100 yards, but I didn't like the feel as much, I'd probably go with the bow that I shot better. In my case, I shot the Hoyt better and it felt better in my hands. But if I go and hand the same bows to Scotty, he might not shoot the Hoyt as good as I shoot the Hoyt. He might shoot the Matthews way better than I shoot the Matthews. It doesn't mean that one is necessarily better than the other. It means that the Hoyt fits me better, the Matthews fits Scotty better. I try not to get caught up in like specs, like feet per second or brace height or axle to axle. I kind of just pick up something. If it feels good in my hand, I shoot it, and I don't really think much of it. I get that like brand bias will have some factor into it. It's like someone might like wearing Nikes better than Adidas because they like the style of Nike, or they like the style of Adidas, or they like what the brand represents. Obviously, that all factors into it. But for me, I really do try to take an unbiased standpoint when I shoot a bow, and it's like, okay, what's comfortable for me? What do I like? And I don't care what anyone thinks or says. I'm going to use what I like. And in my case, it's the Hoyt. Is Hoyt the best bow brand out there? I can't say that because it might be for me, but it might not be the case for you. Like you might like a Darton or you might like a PSE. And I can't tell you what feels good. I can't tell you what is the best bow or what's going to shoot the best. For me, it's a case-by-case thing. You got to go pick up a bow, shoot it, see how it feels, and then make your decision there.
I think 90% of people are like this,
Yep.
where they can't necessarily articulate the individual reasons of why when you go through every single thing. And that's why I'm just so curious about, like, I know how I do it, and it's like the ridiculous wine connoisseur way of all the rigmarole that you would go through to test and taste every different flavor of everything that comes out on a bow. But I think there's a lot of people that are just like, yeah, I just like this one better.
I think he's probably more 75, 80% as opposed to 90%. But the reality of it is it's the right way to go about it. I think that a decent amount of percentage of people walk into a shop with an open mind. They don't already have a predetermined notion. And so like, hey, I want to try this, I want to try this, and I want to try this. And that's probably what you see, I'd imagine. Like they want to try 3. Usually it's around 3, somewhere in that vicinity. And most of them go into it with an open mind. They really do. They might think they know what they want, but they still want to try it. And I'd say that's probably 75% of people. Does that sound right to you?
I would agree with that. They come in saying, hey, I just want to try these bows. Cool. Let's set them all to the same draw length, same draw weight, go in the back, shoot them, and then do process elimination.
So right now, because you just picked up Matthews at the shop, I would say the Matthews draw is kind of stiff. Do you agree?
I would agree. No. It's honestly hard for me to describe because is it stiff on the front end, 3/4 way through the draw cycle? Yes. And then for me personally, when you draw the bow slow, there's like a little and then you're in the back wall, but there's no valley. It's really weird for me to describe because I haven't shot a bow like that very much.
Okay.
Now, that's with the regular mods. With the Z mods, straight back, love it.
Okay.
Very consistent draw cycle, which is what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Honest opinion, how would you describe the Matthews Arc 34, to be specific, draw cycle? Because that's what I'm basing off of, not the 30.
Honestly,
Yeah,
it's probably the hardest pulling thing I've tried.
really?
I think so.
Okay.
But it's not drastically different either.
Then
I think
what?
than anything. I think we're in an era where almost everything is hard.
Yee.
Something yee going by.
Yeah, Squatted Tahoe.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh,
Yeah.
in
So
Kansas.
I think we're in an era where almost every bow is aggressive because we've pushed the envelope and pushed the envelope and pushed the envelope, and the consumer is saying, "I want my bow to go faster." Well, they can't really make it faster. They can make it more aggressive, which will increase the speed, but you're going to have a byproduct of the feel. And I think we're to a point that that's what everyone's just accepted.
You shot my bow tonight
Yeah.
maybe 20 times. How would you describe it?
I'll say this. I think any bow you pick up, no matter what brand it is, if you pick it up and you just rip it back, just smooth. You're not trying to go slow. You just rip it back. I don't know if you can tell that much of a difference.
Are you wearing a release right now on your arm?
Oh yeah, I'm always strapped and ready.
Strapped up, dude's ready
He
to go.
wore that when we went to Chinese. he was eating, that was hanging down when he had the chopsticks. I'm like, is that a stand?
It's an arm stand for him.
I'm
That's
just getting ready for
hilarious.
Bowfest next year. I got to be dialed in. I'm ready to take you guys on.
Freaking Bowfest. This just keeps coming up.
I am just getting ready. You know,
It keeps coming
repetition is
up because
key.
it's awesome and more people need to know about it.
But I feel like with most bows, like if you take a bow and you just rip it straight back, just straight draw cycle, I feel like it's pretty hard to tell what feels good. I think you can really get down into the nitty gritty when you take a bow and you shoot it like you're in a tree stand in 12-degree weather, where you're trying to be quiet and you're really pulling back, getting into the draw cycle. I think you can tell a difference. I don't think, again, I've told everyone this that has asked me about a Matthews bow. I obviously shoot a Hoyt, but I don't see why someone wouldn't shoot a comfort mod on it. I don't know why anyone wouldn't shoot a comfort mod on a bow. I don't think 8 feet per second is going to make that big of a difference. Or, yeah, I mean, what is it, 8 feet per second difference between the comfort mod and the regular mod?
It's 8 feet.
I don't think it makes a difference. I don't think feet per second is that important.
Well, hold on. Well, how much easier is your bow to pull if I back it down 4 pounds? Do you notice that?
Probably not.
Yeah, you will. I guarantee you.
Ty's pretty jacked. Ty's pretty
I don't
jacked.
care how jacked and tan you are.
Well, he's swole.
Yeah, if you set two of them side. Now here's the fair comparison. That was the point I was going to make when you were talking about this earlier. Because I have an RX-10 Ultra and I have an ARC 34 at the exact same weight and the exact same length. I can 100% tell the difference in how they are to pull. Guaranteed. Like you hand it to me blindfolded, I'll tell you which one's which. It's noticeable. It's not drastic, but it is noticeable. There's no question. No difference than if I hand you a 66-pound bow and a 70-pound bow at the same length, same bow, same cycle. You will be able to tell me which one's lighter.
I don't disagree with you at all. I'm saying
We're talking,
you just pull, when you take a bow and you just rip it back.
I know what you're getting at, but you can tell a difference. And we're talking about nitpicking minimal shit.
Yeah.
We are. Okay? So if you're going to nitpick minimal, you have to pay attention to all the minimal. And the reality of it is, some of these things actually feel easier to pull than the others. They legit do. If you sat there and went one arrow, one arrow, one arrow, one arrow, bow A, bow B, bow A, bow B, one shot, you can tell. And that's why when it gets down to picking like between one or the other, I tell people to do it that way.
Yes.
Because you will 100% feel what if they're different.
I agree. I think from my perspective, I'm taking it from, think about someone that doesn't shoot at all. They're just getting a bow and ripping it back.
But you're not someone who doesn't shoot at all.
Yeah, but I totally get that. But someone that just takes a bow and rips it back, they're probably not going to be able to tell the difference. I'll be the first to say, in my opinion, the reason why I shoot Hoyt is the draw cycle feels better than the Matthews. It's not a question at all for me. It's not a question.
I don't disagree with you.
The Hoyt, and you can go back on any of my content. I always say the Hoyt draw cycle feels better. That's why I shoot it. It's more comfortable for me. But if you're just taking a bow and you're just ripping it back straight, it's hard to tell what feels better.
If you only have one bow, sure. No different than you're going to get used to the draw force curve of whatever bow you shoot if I don't ever hand you something else to compare it to. But if I hand you something else to compare it to and you go one arrow per one arrow, you will notice it.
I just wonder if you're a newer person or if you're in that...
Newer, sure, but we had that discussion yesterday, whereas if we're talking about a $500 bow versus a $1,500 bow, yes, you'll notice it. If you're grabbing three different $1,500 bows and you haven't shot a bow, you're probably not going to notice it.
That's where I'm going with it, is you're probably not going to notice it.
Yeah, if you've never shot a bow, sure.
Yeah.
But we're talking about people who've actually shot.
Yeah.
You can tell. It is noticeable.
All right,
and even that, hold on, even that person that's never shot a bow 3 months from now can tell. You just haven't got used to it. Once you get used to it, you'll notice. And there's a difference. And it's the responsibility of the person who's trying to help educate you in your purchase decision to make sure they're aware of it. You say, you might not feel it, but this bow is probably a little easier to pull than that bow in comparison. And it's the responsibility of the guy selling you that bow to make sure you're at least aware of it.
If I gave you every flagship bow this year and you had 6 months to do everything that you wanted to do with them, with each one of them, and that was your only job, do you think that one bow would be more accurate than another bow at 100 yards? Do you think that you would actually get better results out of a different platform if you had all the time in the world that you wanted and you could shoot all that you wanted?
Which bow is the best?
Isn't that what everyone wants to know? I do think that any bow built can be messed with to be as accurate as the next bow with equivalent reflex geometry, brace height, axle to axle. You can't change. Hold on. You can't change a bow's reflex or geometry and how that affects torque. You cannot change that. Doesn't matter how good you are. Doesn't matter how creative you are. A bow with more reflex is going to be more finicky than a bow with less reflex. And I don't care who you are.
So what you're saying, though, is that a bow that is this year's bow with more reflex, because there was variation in the reflex.
Yes.
The ones with more reflex are going to be less accurate because they're more torquey.
Absolutely.
How does brace height affect long distance shooting?
Personally?
I tell you what, I asked that question. Get yours in the chamber. I'm going to go ahead and answer.
Go ahead.
Just because I get asked that a lot.
Sure. Go for it.
Personally, at 100 yards, I don't feel like it affects me that much. Personally.
Okay.
Me shooting.
Okay.
Now you answer.
So we have to have a little bit more in-depth question from what you're saying.
Okay.
Because he can't accurately answer that. How much does reflex or how much does brace height affect accuracy? It doesn't. Reflex affects accuracy.
Explain reflex.
Reflex is the amount of riser geometry influx from where the pivot point is in the bow to where the handle is placed in the riser geometry in the build of the bow.
Okay, go more
engineering.
dum-dum.
Go a little dumb because I don't know what you're talking about.
Limb and limb pocket meet, straight line top and bottom. Does that explain
where the limb
where the limb and the limb pocket meet?
And so for people that are looking at their bow, we're not talking about where they like the very front of the bow. We're talking about where the pivot point
the first
starts.
part where the limb touches the limb pocket, going back towards the riser from the cam.
Yep.
Some people will call this a limb rockers.
Okay. And then you measure a straight line between those two.
So where the limb first touches the limb rocker towards the cam.
Yep.
Agreed?
Okay.
Yep.
So take that point on the top and the bottom and draw a straight line in between those 2 points. Where is the grip in relation to that line?
The throat
How
of the
far
grip.
the shallowest point of the grip or the throat forward to that line. That's how much reflex geometry is in a bow. The higher that number is, the more torquey the bow is. And my torque testing videos this year showed that across the board. If you took the exact same bow that had less reflex in it, it had a higher torque factor number. It was harder to torque it. That is just riser geometry in bow engineering. It's existed since I was a kid. And back when I was young shooting bows, target bows had deflexed risers. They had the handle in front of the pivot point, and you couldn't miss the damn target, left or right. You couldn't miss. Like, it wouldn't matter how hard you torqued that stupid thing left or right, it still went in the middle. And we've gotten away from that. We've gotten away from that in a matter of trying to increase velocity, because the more you move that handle back from the reflex point, the faster it goes, but the less forgiving it is. So I don't think brace height has almost anything to do with accuracy. If reflex is the same.
I would agree. I genuinely was curious about your opinion.
Yeah, brace height was the measurement they used to use when they didn't pay attention to reflex, and they still don't really pay attention to reflex. Reflex geometry is everything, and they're trying to bring in dynamic brace height as the accuracy.
Don't make fun of Gaius.
I thought he was great. I said Gaius. What? Okay.
Cheers, homie.
Thanks, buddy. But reflex geometry is what has always affected how much a bow can be torqued and change its impact left to right. And yes, some bows measured better than others with similar reflexes in geometry based off of where their string left the cam in relation to where the handle was, etc., or dynamic brace height. But it was constant and 100% accurate if you took two bows that had the same riser length and one had more reflex and the other one had less reflex. The bow that had less reflex was physically harder to torque, period.
So
Everything else being equal.
So for anybody else whose brain might be steaming because Josh does go overboard, but that's because he's full of a lot of good information. Talking about this point, that camera see me? Nope.
That one will see you.
Oh, that one will see you?
That one's the main wide.
Talking about this point, straight down to this point.
I'm going to do you a favor. Hang on.
Oh, you got your ruler?
This is like rocket science to me. I'm just
Nope,
like,
that's-
Well, and that's what I'm trying to simplify for all the viewers. Yes.
We have an arrow, which is a straight thing.
And
Yep.
this is how Josh does his
Okay.
videos
This is how I do
too.
my videos.
And
so just go watch my
now
videos.
hold on. So
Yeah.
the further out this grip is,
That direction
from-
is
from-
worse, better.
Backwards towards you, Scotty, the
Yeah.
worse it is.
Yeah.
Worse. Yeah.
yeah. So the further out this grip is, the more forgiving the shot's going to be.
Closer to this line. This is the
Yeah.
line your bow wants. This is the line your bow wants to pivot on. Okay? So in a perfect world, this thing rotates where my arrow is. Every time. The closer your grip is to where that arrow is, the less you will miss by when you torque.
So
Good team effort.
Yeah, you know what the other fun part about this
Well, I
is?
just think
you
that's a
get the
very-
guys. Well, no, you can't test this in the shop. Like you when
you
when
can. You just got to have like a
Glad you
straight
brought this
edge.
arrow.
No,
I
but
guess
what
I
I'm
just-
no,
no,
no, no,
I got
no, no,
something
no.
to
What I'm
fidget
saying
with
is
now.
when
you
you're
go.
a guy
He's
that
so
just
happy.
shoots it based on how it feels, like Ty, did I shoot it based on how it feels? Well, guess what? When you show up to a shop and you're shooting at 3 yards in the back of the shop, They don't have bars on it. They don't have a sight on it. And you have no idea about any of this stuff. He just said, he was like, oh.
But you also did acknowledge that your shorter axle to axle bow versus your longer axle to axle bow, tended to shoot better.
100%. But
Okay,
the normal person's not going to have two bows to compare that with.
I get that, but what you just reinforced is that a bow that has a shorter brace height and more reflex in it shot worse than a bow that had less reflex in it.
Agreed.
On a higher brace height.
I agree 100%.
But he didn't know, and he didn't know why. And that's the curious thing. I mean,
Well,
obviously,
what we're
that's
trying
the
to do
value.
is
Of
explain
that.
to you
I know.
why.
Did you not just see everything we just?
No. That's what I know. No, and that,
I
but
even
that's
slowed
why-
him down a little bit. Like,
Sorry.
all right, guys.
I get worked up.
So
That's great.
I knew that the longer axle to axle is going to be more forgiving.
It's not just the longer axle to axle, it's the reflex geometry within it.
And
you
the-
can make a straight risered 30-inch axle to axle bow shoot better than a 2-inch reflexed 33-inch bow. The reflex has way more to do with it. A longer bow is going to be more stable if everything else is equal. Your amount of reflex has to be equal. The reflex is more critical than the length of the bow. Reflex is everything in torque. It just is.
Tell
Okay.
me, I want to know why we changed where they started basically doing parallel style limbs where the riser was longer. Because back in the day, like traditional bow, like what you were talking about, being in the blind with a 44-inch axle to axle bow, when I started, they were doing the same thing. They were coming way up here, long limbs. What has happened? Why?
Why was it that way versus why is it this way now? Is that your question?
Yeah.
Well, one, CNC machines could only make so long of a riser. So
Really? It was a limitation in the manufacturer?
Yeah, and there still are ones out there. Like they'll be like, we can make up to this length of riser, but our machine won't make something longer than this.
Hilarious.
Well, and once again, the forging or the material involved gets way more expensive the longer it gets. So they've progressively done this, right? They started with, if you think about it from a crude standpoint, they started with a recurve riser
Yeah.
and figured out how to put a wheel on it. Well, look at a recurve riser.
My Cougar Magnum that I've got at my house.
The riser's this
I
big.
love those.
Dude.
But the riser on a recurve is like this big.
Yeah.
Or this big. It's not this big, right? So they started with this premise of how do we put a wheel on this?
Yeah.
And then as time evolved, they progressively tried to bend the limb over farther and make it shorter, which is a very complicated thing to manufacture. It is, because the shorter that limb is, the harder it is to make it consistent. And now we've gotten to a point that most of these things from the higher brands are being made by a robot, not by a human. Because they can't make this thing consistent enough by a human hand to function right. It has to be robotically made. Because as you shorten this, which when you went from Alpha X33 to an AX2, they shortened the limb. The riser's the same length. The limb is shorter. Once again, more finicky, harder to produce exactly. There's more variance in it. Because as you shorten these points, the exact thickness of this gets way more quantified. It is harder, drastically harder, to make something with a short limb than it is to make something with a long limb. Which is why I kind of poo-poo the dynamic brace height thing is. Because a dynamic brace height, by definition, is going to be easier to do with a longer limb. Because the whole thing's going to move farther when you draw it back, so the cam's going to move back farther. So it's like an argument to make if you're making a longer limb, which everyone who makes bows knows it's way harder to make a shorter limb.
All of them said it. All the guys that were here from the different manufacturers were like,
Yeah,
if
it's
you
like-
know a material science guy who
Yeah.
wants to get into this stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like I asked them that on purpose.
No, it is. I don't think people think about that. Like this, it's not only that these have to basically have the same amount of, not poundage, probably the amount of ounces that they can flex, but it's got to be based on like every single inch of this. By the way, Ty and Scotty are so bored right now. They're both just
No.
what are we
Honestly,
He's in. 100%.
no. I'm
chilling, bro.
I'm actually guruing over the limb thing because this is something I haven't dove into, and I actually have had to.
Go for it.
You know what, Ty? It's your turn. Go.
Ty, would you throw us in something here?
Yeah.
I just think that, well, okay, call it 95% of people that go to a bow shop and buy a bow don't think about this. The other 5% do.
I'd say it's less than that.
Maybe less.
Yeah.
You could call it 99% of people that go and buy a bow don't think about this, and then 1% do. I probably fall into the 99% because I just like to shoot. I like to shoot, make content, go hunt.
I understand that, but do you like to shoot better than you do?
I do.
Would you like to understand how that's possible?
I do.
That's
and,
the 5%.
And that's where I'm saying this is valuable to me But even I sometimes have a hard time hanging on to these conversations because they seem so complex. Now, I do understand that I will grasp these concepts the more I listen to them and the more I hear them. And so that's obviously why I watch content like yours and a few others in the industry. But if you're lost right now and you're watching this podcast, you're not alone because I am also, I get lost.
If you're not lost,
In case you were wondering, Ty, this is what it feels like when you talk to me and Josh about camera settings.
Yeah. Take that, bitch. Like, what? What are you talking about?
The f-stop needs to be here.
You dumbass.
It's
on
totally
record.
fair.
Don't touch it, just point.
big guy?
That's very valid, though. You guys want to be able to push the automatic button on the camera and get the same results that he can get by understanding
happen.
it deeply.
But we also are
that's what we're talking about with the
very
bows.
aware that that's not going to give you the best output, so you have to learn.
Yeah,
And
100%.
it is a little more complicated to figure out. But, I mean, there's a reason that as we've evolved in bows, when you look at them for over the past 20 years, the number one thing that's changed is the limb has gotten shorter. All the way through it. Why?
Well, it sounds like material science is
know.
the
That
reason.
I can tell you exactly why.
Limbs is something that I don't know enough about.
Making a shorter limb is harder to do than making a longer limb. And making it not fail. And making it consistent.
So what is...
When you stretch this thing over 16 inches, it's a lot easier to make consistent.
I'm going to pause you right there.
Go ahead.
Because you just said making a shorter limb is harder than making a longer limb.
Consistently.
What is the point in making the limb shorter?
There's less movement in the bow.
Okay.
Less movement means less vibration, greater stability, greater consistency.
How does that affect the longevity of the limb?
If the limb is made correctly, it makes no difference. You replace a lot of broken limbs anymore?
Not really.
Well, you're a Matthews dealer now, so get ready. I'm just kidding.
You don't.
Did you see?
He's literally like, you cut that shit out.
You better cut that out of there. That is not true. That is,
Oh, I'm a seller.
shut your whore mouth. No, it's not. Like how many? I'm telling you, dude.
I'm
like,
leaving it in.
I bet you we replaced 5 sets of limbs in a year and sold like 500 bows in each store.
Last year?
Yeah, 5 the whole year.
Why did he even send out that letter if that was it?
That was the year before that.
Oh.
And there was a batch
Oh, yeah.
in there. That was an issue.
Okay.
But the reality of it is, how many limbs do you even replace a year anymore?
From a manufacturer defect?
Almost never,
Yeah.
right? Now, how long have you been doing this?
10 years.
What did you replace 10 years ago? More?
Yeah.
A lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So, because of the
And-
evolution of
I'm sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. Because of the evolution of making these things shorter and being forced to make them more consistent and more precise to be able to function correctly, you've eliminated failure. Damn near altogether. The only way you really run into failure anymore in one of those is abuse, which isn't covered, right? And bad material that you started with. It's about the only ways you run into it anymore. So we replace so few anymore, where we used to have to replace a lot. And it was a financial burden to our business because they don't pay you for that. You have to do it.
I just want y'all to know I really wish I could find a woman that looks at me the way Ty's looking at that bow right there.
Dude, he's just. I think what Ty's doing right now is
God
he's
almighty.
hearing the recent inputs of education and he's like trying to figure it out.
He's like, I want to fondle this bow.
where's the reflex in the geometry and the stuff?
This is my first time with the AX3. I was just admiring the cutouts in it and how beautiful it looks.
You know
the
it's a boy,
purple
right?
strings.
That's
Hey,
kinda
I
weird.
thought you were a pro. Keep that in front of your mouth. I want you to be loud. I don't
My
want you-
bad, guys. So I'll make sure I'm up in it. I'm not like Scotty. I don't like big black things in front of my face.
Please
the
leave
children
that
are gonna be
in.
so
I am
offended.
so proud. I am proud. I am so proud.
Look at you grows up. He grows up. So good.
God. That was good. A lot of people be like, oh, you burned Scott. No, you don't see what happens off the camera.
That's very true. Scotty has a rapist wit, if you will. That's from Dumb and Dumber. It's
Yep.
that's a you're not old
Sounded
enough.
offended, but
Well,
it's really not.
It's supposed to be rape your wit, but in Dumb and Dumber he says rapist wit, but it's fine. Listen, I'm
knew
gonna
that. You didn't. It's
Yeah,
all right.
it's fine.
You're young.
I saw Dumb
We're
and
old.
Dumber, and I still
missed
remember
that part.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, you did.
Anyways,
It's
go
so-
ahead.
So
all right.
offended right now.
I wouldn't have, I'm not. I'm confused. I'm like, what is a rapist wit?
Exactly. That's why it's
No,
funny because
that's
it's in
why
Dumb
it's
and Dumber.
funny.
Because when somebody says rapist wit, you're like, that sounds horrible because it probably is horrible. This is not the archery content that people want. I have a question.
Good work,
I
Brandon.
have a question. So here's the thing.
Rapist wit.
No, it's rape your wit.
Rape your
Oh,
wit.
rape. Oh,
That's the point.
Oh, oh.
That's what he meant to say, but he said
You're
rapist.
insulting me.
Yes and no.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just a little
Sorry.
bit. Little baby bit.
That's fine. Okay,
All right.
back to archery content.
Well, okay. So I've been shooting the Onyx clicker. So this is for everybody. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's slow. I feel like I can't speed it up fast enough where I'm actually having an effective click. And when it does click, I feel like I literally, then my brain goes, oh, here it comes. You better not screw it up. And I literally, my like, I'm calm. I'm starting to shake a bit. And so I feel like I've got a little bit of target panic. So this is what I'm wondering. When you're at full draw, how much perceptive resistance do you have in your actual release? So like, this is a difficult thing to quantify, and I've been trying to figure out a way to say it, and I don't know how, and that's why I'm curious to see how you guys will do it. How do you quantify how much resistance is in your release?
By consistency, repeating the same shot process every single time. So
But what I'm actually talking about the physical amount of weight that it takes you to depress the trigger
I
on
don't know
your
how
release.
many pounds it is, but when I come to full draw and before I even settle into my anchor point, I've already got my thumb around the barrel and I'm already applying pressure.
Okay, so yours is stiff enough that it's not going off as soon. You don't have like a hair trigger where as soon as you touch it, it's just going.
That would kind of defeat the purpose of the click.
Or you have a click on yours?
I have the stand on next click
Okay, are you running a click on yours?
as of this morning.
Well, he's got a Solex click that he's
Oh,
been shooting for a while, too,
touche,
so it's still a click.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
run a Solix Slick.
So to explain
I
to
run
me,
mine medium light, I would say.
medium light.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like it's not super hot. So I shot a 3D event this past week, local 3D event, and I ran a guy's the Onyx. Mm-hmm. It did not have a click in it, but it was relatively cold, and I could not get shots to break. Like it was very cold.
when you say cold, what you mean is it requires
Hard to
more
pull.
pressure to be applied
Like
to
it
it
felt
to go
like I
off.
was gonna pull the freaking string off the cam.
You were shaking by the time the shot went off.
Yes, exactly.
That's
And
a terrible
so,
feeling.
So for me, I probably run medium. Like I've ran in the past a button that was very hot. So I'm back and it's so hot that I'm surprised when the shot goes off and it hits the target.
But you still have a big follow through. Like you still are putting enough input into the bow, front arm going forward, and then whatever. If you're using a wrist strap, like you're still pulling through your back hard enough that even when you tap it off, like you have a big follow through.
Yeah.
Like
but-
Dan Staten and you both have like big follow throughs.
Yeah, I think with the index, I run it kind of medium, maybe more on the cold side, to where I really have to pull through. I get a lot of crap on social media for like dumping my bow off into the left, and I think that's because I'm pulling so hard through the shot.
What do you mean dumping it off? Like they're talking about the way it's falling
Yeah,
off?
so whenever my shot breaks, the bow just falls down into the left. A lot of people like to coach me up on
That's hilarious.
social media.
Mine just goes down into the right, which is way worse. You're a right-handed shooter.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me. That it seems like it would
Shouldn't it go down into the left?
Maybe
I was about to
No.
say that. I just
No,
did. I'm
it-
like,
it
that
sh-
makes more sense.
It should go down into the left, but that's what I'm saying is mine literally I break and immediately come back.
Well, what the motion you just did there is naturally going to the left after your shot. and
Correct.
Then you're coming back.
But then I'm coming back. But
That
I,
would be normal.
yeah, that doesn't matter.
no. But I wonder if I'm shortcutting it where I'm not actually giving a long enough follow through where it's actually affecting my accuracy negatively, because if I'm shortcutting that even just a little bit, I feel like I'm cutting it too close. I feel like I'm cutting it too close.
I would have to see you shoot, but I highly doubt it because the arrow's long gone.
Things
by now.
moving really fast there.
I know. But what I'm talking about is when I shortcut that shot. And I'm also wondering if I can cheat it by either increasing the amount of weight in my release or if I decrease it, what's going to happen.
I don't think that's going to affect your fall through.
Or if I can push through the shot more.
It will.
You think so?
If I increase it, it will for sure.
If you make it harder to pull through the shot, your follow through is going to be more drastic. If you make it lighter, it's going to be less because it's the amount of input and output. If you have more input back here, your output up there is going to be more when it goes.
Do you think his pull back to the right would be more drastic too, or no?
Everything would be amplified. So if your natural thing when it goes off is down and left, which it should, like when the bow goes off, your hand should go left and down if you're right-handed.
Your bow arm should go to the left and down
because you've discharged the pressure, right? So you're pulling here and it goes off, and your hand position is pushing that way. It should absolutely be where your bow goes. And if you increase how much pressure it takes this to go off, your output should be greater that direction. The whole backwards coming back thing is all based off of your movements over with, and your hand was naturally going to pull back. Which, if you watch my follow through, this hand goes back and then it comes back.
But it's huge though.
I hit that. Are you still squared?
But hopefully. But it's huge. With you have a ridiculously huge follow through when you do it.
I like that you use the word ridiculous.
It's super fruity.
Fruity,
but I'm wondering
that is
what
nerve coming from you.
Fair, but I'm wondering with you, like you have a nice shot. I'm interested in what people are saying when they talk about you dumping. They think you're dropping your bow arm?
Yeah, they think I'm dropping my bow arm. I think
You're good. Keep going.
I like this. Scotty telling Tyler what to do with it.
Thanks, Daddy.
I think that I've noticed this in the archery industry, particularly in my comments and with just people in the industry as a whole, is we put ourselves in boxes and people are like, okay, well, Ty shoots this way, so everyone should shoot that way. Or Josh has a wicked follow through. Okay, maybe I need a wicked follow through. I think the term was
ridiculous.
And fruity.
Quote unquote, ridiculously fruity follow through.
Wow.
I truthfully think this is just my perspective. I don't think it matters how you shoot. You got to find what you're comfortable with, and if you can break shots and make good shots on target, it doesn't matter what your bow does after.
If you can
repeat the process. If you can repeat the process, because the reality is when people see a bow falling down into the left, it's like the arrow has left the bow far faster than like my movement down into the left is not going to affect the bow. Once that arrow breaks, if I'm on the same plane, that arrow is going to break and go through. And I only know that because I film in 120 feet per second, and I will slow down my footage when I'm editing to see if anything I'm doing is affecting that arrow. Or even sometimes people are like, oh, you're punching the shot. And I'm like, well, let me slow it down because I have all the slow-mo footage. I'm actually not punching the shot. The shot's breaking clean, but people are always going to have something to say about a follow-through or how you break a shot.
And I would argue that if your normal follow-through, this is important because this is what accuracy is. We're talking about accuracy, and I know this seems maybe a little tedious, but it's not. Because this is how you go from being somebody who consistently is shooting fantastic Vegas rounds to somebody who can't get above a 295, which is still good, but like it's not elite level. If your average follow through, let's say your front arm is 12 inches, let's just say the from straight to left is 12 inches, but you break a shot where for whatever reason it's only 10 inches, I guarantee you the arrow did something different coming out of the bow that time than it did on the follow through you were following through 12 inches.
I agree. I think I view it from the perspective of I'm not trying to shoot Vegas rounds, and the average person who is shooting a bow is not trying to shoot Vegas rounds.
Valid.
They're just trying to hit the target. Like if someone can hit a 3D deer target at 80 yards, that's a win in their books. They don't even care where they hit it as long as they hit the foam. And that's what's hard with it is there's two different extremes. It's, okay, go shoot a Vegas round now and see how consistent you are.
Yeah.
The other side is you're shooting great. Like you shouldn't change anything. And so that's why I say it's like it's a variable that's dependent on you and what your goals are. And for me, I just want to go shoot and have fun. I don't care to go shoot a 3D round professionally or shoot a Vegas round. Granted, it is nice to shoot good. Like, it's nice to shoot good when I'm with Scotty and Josh and we have a little wager on the line. But for me personally, it's like, I want to have fun. I'm going to go shoot. If I shoot good on a 3D event with these guys, it's great. I'm happy. But I want to go shoot good. I want to be able to hunt good and harvest my animal because that's what matters to me. I get that's not everyone's reality. Some people want to be lights out in a Vegas round. And that's where maybe some of this more critical form stuff comes into play. But for me, it's like, I'm 4 for 4 this year on all my animals. That's all that matters to me. I could care less if I'm dropping my bow down and to the left. I killed all the animals I shot this year with one arrow. That's the way I view it. I don't view it as in-depth or as critical, but I'm also not everyone that's shooting a bow. Some people are going to be more critical about it.
Yeah,
That's
or
my
they're like me
perspective.
and they're way more critical, and then you still shit the bed when you go shoot. Like when we did the YouTuber thing with Bomar, like it didn't matter how much information and knowledge I had because I have plenty of knowledge when it comes to everything. But when it actually came to that day, I was just like,
I didn't shoot that great either. So the same argument can be made there. Like, I didn't shoot great either, and I'd be the first to admit it. I was in the comments like, I didn't shoot that good. I don't know why. I just didn't shoot good.
I know, but see, I feel like I think I want to know exactly why. I want to know why when I miss low left, what that means. And I want to know why when I'm shooting uphill and I miss low left, what that means. And when I'm shooting downhill and it's low left, like I want to know all the things.
I'll
But
tell
that's
you what it means.
Go for it, Scotty.
You suck. You need to practice more.
Hey, take some.
for sure
You
is
need
true.
to get a little bit of that in your system.
You need to quit pointing video cameras at cops when I'm about to get a ticket is what you need to quit doing.
All right, I want to hear this story.
Very true.
I want to hear the story. All right, you just got pulled over like a normal amount of pullover?
No, he was being a felon, speeding probably 3 times over the legal limit in
Were you coming
Tennessee.
down Ashland City Highway?
Highway?
we were
about to
coming-
go on the Bradley
We were
Parkway.
almost on the home stretch.
Yeah, we were almost on.
And I
Bradley.
had the F1 shitty skimp back going around a
Okay,
CRV.
wait. When he says the F1 crappy, I
I can't even say it. Can't even say it.
I tell you what. So, all right, wait, hold on, I got you. Say F1. Say it. Go ahead.
when he says the F1,
Shitty.
he makes it seem like he drives this like dumper F-150
Shitty.
that's from 1995, like just barely getting along, like crappy, rusty pickup truck. It's not that. It's a nice truck.
Like mine. You're saying.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. He drives a
you-
really
I have a
nice truck.
20-something-year-old F-150.
Yeah, Scotty's driving this nice thing with a 14-inch touchscreen.
Anyways,
All right, so tell the story because this would be a good one.
well, me and Josh were being good friends and going to pick up Ty from the airport so he wouldn't have to Uber 30 minutes. Pick Ty up. We're coming out of Nashville, almost on the home stretch to Ashland City, still on the highway, and I'm trying to get out of there because there is way too many vehicles for Scotty. I don't like traffic. And I'm duck dodging, weaving these cars, and next thing I know, I see that magical, colorful thing in my rearview mirror that's blue and flashing. And everybody knows that blue and flashing thing means shit. I get over one lane, he's right behind me. I'm like, oh, it is me. I knew it was me,
worst
but I was like,
feeling.
let's just check. Blinker over. He followed me. We finally go up about another quarter mile because it really wasn't a good place for that officer to pull off of. And anytime I do get pulled over, like I have the past 4 times in 2 months, I try to make sure the officer's safe and has enough room, especially when there's that many vehicles. And we get pulled over, and all I see is Bo Boy's getting pulled over. Where's the camera? Oh, he's going to jail. And all I'm thinking is,
Not gonna lie.
It
was
wasn't
kinda- was
only
kinda
me,
fun.
it was also Josh.
Yeah, but I
Josh
wasn't the
pulled his
one
phone
using
out, too.
an actual DSLR that looked like a rifle scope pointing at the
Ty
cop
is in
coming
the
up to
back. Josh is riding shotgun. And Josh is like, what'd you do, Scotty? And he said, how fast were you going? I said, I don't know, but I'm sure he's about to let me know. And he said, well, it's 55. I'm like, I was going more than that. And the officer was really hesitant to get out of the vehicle. I'm watching him, got the windows rolled down. I went ahead and took my sunglasses off, look him in the eye, hope for the best. Had my license out, all that good jazz. And he's being real slow to get out. Well, Ty...
yeah, because you got 2-3 guys in there waving shit
one
around.
with a mohawk, and this guy's in the back with a camera just extending it out. Well,
Tyrell Jordan back there making cops uncomfortable.
and the officer rolls up to me, and he said, "You know how fast you're going?" I said, "I don't know," and I forgot how fast he said I was going, but it was too fast.
It was
And
75.
it
In a
was
55?
Yeah.
Yeah. I at that point I was like, I hope I can pay the ticket
like,
online.
That's
all I was like, please
my
don't make me
license,
come to
just write me
court.
the ticket.
Please don't make me drive 5.5 hours for that court date. I just want to pay it online. I knew I was getting a ticket. And then the guy said, hey, I don't know what's going on with your guy in the back seat, but I realized about halfway through, running your tags and everything that was a camera, but I thought it was a scope on a rifle.
Yes, no. He started off by saying, "Just somebody got a rifle scope in the back seat." That was one of the first things he said.
Bro.
I was like, "Oh Jesus, we're getting pulled out of the car."
Yeah, and I was like, no. And Ty is still
Ty
sitting there with
still
the
is
camera.
recording.
Like,
Record.
this
With a
is
shitty
going.
grin on his face,
He's
not
just-
saying a damn word.
He's just filming. By the way, I want to see that footage.
By the way, I'm not like
No.
I'm not
let
toting
me finish.
around this 200,
You let me
300
finish, 'cause
millimeter
I
camera.
thought I was getting put in
It's a-
handcuffs
it's
because
a
you were
50
like,
millimeter
this-
camera.
it
It's like
doesn't
this
matter.
water
It's a
bottle
cop.
pointing out of
No,
the.
it's not it's
It's a cop. And it's my vehicle. I'm driving.
I think he just
Shut up.
thought you were shady and he wanted to search.
No, what was shady was when he was trying to explain to you in the back seat, very verbally and loud, that hey, you couldn't make an officer nervous about that because we thought it was go down, and you're still sitting there filming. And he's like, "Can he hear me?" And
And he
Ty's-
still didn't say anything.
And Ty's just in there filming. I'm like, Ty, talk. You know English. But honestly, that was funny, and he did not give me a ticket.
He didn't give you a
It's
ticket?
because we had a camera on
It was
him.
very cool.
See?
They were giving me crap, but it's because there was a camera on him. and
Crap,
he's like,
what was his
I'm
name?
gonna be on
He
YouTube.
started with a P.
I don't
It started
remember.
with a P. You better remember his name.
I don't remember. I
Okay.
can go back on the footage.
Scotty
and
is
look.
very mad at Tyrone.
Scotty was mad.
I had to tell
Scotty
Ty to
was
put the
mad,
camera
but
down
I helped
and be
Scotty,
social.
I helped Scotty get out of the ticket. I really do think that.
I
Listen,
thought-
you didn't get a ticket and you got a good story.
Yeah.
It
worked.
didn't feel like it at the time. Felt like I was going to get pulled
Wait,
out
you've
of the
gotten
vehicle.
pulled over 4 times in the last 2 months?
I got bad luck.
You're not doing the right thing, my friend.
Yeah, I'm not driving the right
You're-
roads.
You're driving too
But
fast.
I'm going to be blamed for having a rifle scope camera.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the officer was like,
And I have a little pigment in my skin, so Scotty's going to ride that one home. He didn't want to say that on the podcast, but that's the truth.
We absolutely said it in the car.
yeah.
Said, everybody notice how he's going after the dude with the dark skin in the back seat?
You look a white guy with a tan. You're not even, come on. You're not even that ethnic. Dangerously
And
ethnic.
he also had darker colored skin, if I remember right.
I wasn't
it's
gonna
always
hit
the
on that.
minorities that are the most racist.
I was not hitting on any of that.
Scotty
but-
was the one that got pulled over. Scotty's like, take him to jail, not
you
me.
laughed your ass off. I think Ty pointed it out first, in all fairness.
Yeah, Ty was like, he's
he
going
says
after the
it's
minority.
okay.
I'm like,
Yeah,
he's a
well,
minority.
Here's where Scotty messed up.
Oh, do tell.
Anytime a cop pulls you over and you're in a vehicle that has a back seat, you need to make sure you roll that back seat window down.
for sure.
You're
Dude, see,
on the
common
same point
knowledge.
there.
For sure.
Your
Scotty
fault.
left it up. Scotty was just waiting for
Oh,
something to
don't
happen
worry.
to me.
When he was talking about you, I was like, you can have that conversation with him. And I rolled down the back seat.
Tell me about Bowfest a little bit. Because you guys are both like super excited about it. And you did it last year with them, right?
Yeah, I got talked into it.
I could pull up a picture from Bowfest
didn't
last
ta-
year.
No.
We
It-
lived.
It didn't take a whole lot of talking into, and it was actually the day I left here from doing the first ever podcast with y'all, and I texted you on the way home. I was like, "Hey, what are you doing this date? Big archery shoot, yada yada yada." He's like, "What are the dates?" Send it to him. Next thing I get was a screenshot of a flight.
Well, they reached out to me too. So
Oh, yeah, that's right,
That
yeah.
was part of it.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, yeah, okay, sure, why not? Have a good time. And it was the week after the last shoot I had to do, and I didn't have anything scheduled that weekend, so I was like, screw it, yeah, why not?
So we got a couple of questions about the
Yeah.
difference between Bowfest and TAC on the last pod that we just did. So
Pretty much.
I mean, but you guys are like, you're kind of jacked on it. Are you paid? Are you paid? Are
No.
you shills? You paid shills?
No.
No,
Really?
no, I don't get any money.
Dude, okay. Well, now I'm even more curious. Okay, but it's
Paid
like
shills. What's a shill?
a shill is somebody who's getting
A
paid
pretend
to.
person that is endorsing
Oh.
another company
Oh.
for money.
So,
mean,
I actually no. I will be. I will be.
What
100.
people think I am for Matthews.
I no feeling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club. We got jackets.
Yeah, I actually did get paid by them originally, but going into next year, I told them, I said, you ain't got to pay me. I'm coming regardless.
It's that much. It's that enjoyable.
I
that
told
much
them,
fun.
I said, and honestly, because the reason why I didn't mind taking money is one, it's money, and two, I didn't know anything about Bowfest. I had no clue what I was getting myself into. And then when I got there and experienced it, I was like, whoa, this is awesome. And I told them even before I left, I said, I'll be here next year whether you want me to or not.
You going?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Did you also have a good time when you were there?
I had a great time, but I didn't get paid like Scotty, and I forgot to invoice him for my flights, so I was net negative on that. But it was still that much fun that I was like, I'm back.
You need me to be your business manager?
No, I'm
I'll hoe you out.
Josh.
I'll hoe you out.
Josh is my business manager, not you, and he gets a split. It was
Good.
a blast.
Stop using my discount code. You stay off my turf. By the way, if you're here still, like and subscribe. Discount code BMAC for 10% off at podiumarcher.com for the whole month of December. Want to switch to MFJJ in the month of January for 15% off.
Or code Ty10 at checkout.
You don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that.
Tiberius 10. I asked ChatGPT a bunch of like what
really
could
good.
Ty stand for? Just because I was just curious, like, is it going to come up with some funny ones? Like what, like Ty Jordan. It's kind of short. And it came up with some really funny ones. But I can't remember any of them now because I have a shit memory.
Bowfest is a lock, though. Like, we had so much fun.
So what's the difference in the actual shooting?
Is
Is the shooting about the same?
I wouldn't say it's the same. It's less rigorous. It's more fun. Like, you're not... I feel like we didn't hike our balls off.
Mm-hmm.
But
The shots were still challenging.
We had more fun. We stayed on site at the place where the event was held.
Is it like a hotel that everybody's staying at? Or is
they
it
have
different
cabins there. You can dry camp. There's hotels in town. But I think a majority of people either had a campsite and camped, or they had cabins that they booked through Bowfest.
A lot of people camped, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people camped. But, I mean, it was a riot. I saw Scotty on the back of a UTV riding down the mountain at 1 a.m, saying some outlandish stuff that I'm not going to say on
He
here.
doesn't
but
even remember
Scotty
right
was
now.
having a good
I just
time.
didn't know he saw
You
that.
Shut your whore mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scotty was talking about the wind blowing and...
Oh, I'm so interested now. That'll be for a post pod.
Yeah.
We'll tell that post pod. Unless Ty's willing to say it on the
No,
pod, but he's
no,
willing to say it.
no.
All right, then we're not going to
No,
do it.
it's not.
In my defense, I thought that UTV driver worked there.
No.
That was just a random person that was like camping.
Yeah.
Just take this for reference.
I
I'll
saw
give
him a lot, so I was like, he must
I'll
work
give
here.
you guys a visual. I see Scotty jump in the bed of a UTV with a bottle of whiskey. And
This guy is thinking he's about to get robbed on the campsite is what he's thinking. He's like, there's a redneck.
No, he told me to get in.
No, he
Yeah,
was
and
all
actually,
for it. They tried to get me to get in. I was
And
like,
then
no.
before I even left, he's like, "That's not safe. Get into the side by side." I'm like,
and then
"Yeah."
Scotty hopped into the
Yeah.
side by side where there were 3 females, and I just heard
That's
a
why I
bunch
was
of chuckling.
like, "Yeah."
He was like, what up, girl? Are
Josh
you
and
a
I
single
went
mom?
back to our cabin.
We were good, boys.
We were good. We
were
went
good,
back to our
boys.
cabin. Scotty came back 4 hours later. Needless to say, there was a random tank top in Scotty's bed.
No. Okay,
And we still
hold on.
have, we still have no idea where the tank
He's
top
not
came
lying,
from.
but let me explain what happened.
We
It
don't
wasn't-
know where the tank top came
We
from.
have no idea.
Night 2, I go to bed and wake
I'm
up,
going to Bowfest.
and there is a medium sleeveless like biker T-shirt in my bedroom or in my bed, excuse me. And I'm like, well, I'm not a medium. Josh isn't a medium. I was like, Ty, how'd one of your shirts get in here? He's like, that's not my shirt. I'm like, Josh?
Hell no.
A little tight.
That's an
And
XL.
then, of course, now they're both looking at me like, where
I
did
didn't do it. I don't know who this is.
This is a mystery.
What'd you do? Like,
It's
I
a-
don't know. I didn't do it.
This is a mystery Josh and I are still
It's still a
trying to
mystery.
solve.
It's still a mystery.
I don't know, because them girls weren't medium, so I don't know.
Smalls? They were smalls. Be respectful. Well, I'm going to go to Bowfest.
Yep.
It is a good time. So
Brandon's talked into it.
the reality of the difference of the events, and I think they covered it relatively well, but it's geared heavily to have a good time more than it's geared to have a challenge. Fair. And outside of that, there's not like a strict schedule.
Yeah, explain to me how that works, where there's
Well,
not
so
a
when
bunch
you
of
go-
log jam of people.
Well, there's not that many people. It's not
Okay,
that
okay,
busy.
okay.
But the reality of it is there's not like a functioning time you have to start at.
Better
Do they-
targets too, because the targets are
They're
mostly
unique.
custom.
They're more unique. Yeah, there's a lot of custom targets, stuff you've never shot at.
Yeah.
like not
Have you ever seen a-
Reinhardt or Delta.
I don't know who did
They're-
it, but there's
they're-
a 8-foot white bunny.
Is it like foam, like hard foam,
Yeah,
like
oh, yeah.
sculpted foam?
Yeah.
It's like a 3D foam.
a giant penguin.
That's cool.
Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff you've never shot at.
Do they have rings? Like
Yeah,
the
they have a
old-
dot on them,
Yeah, Cape buffalo,
so you know where you're
camel,
aiming.
giraffe.
I think I remember seeing a picture of the camel.
What else
Interesting.
was there?
So when you were scoring on it, were you scoring,
We
or
weren't.
They have
you guys
rings.
were just?
They have
Maybe
rings.
just score
Were we
closest to the
We were
orange.
just doing closest too, weren't
Yeah,
we?
close to center of orange.
Yeah, we just did closest too.
Yeah.
I was furthest away from the orange most of the times.
Next year, you and me
We had,
maybe we'll be.
Cape Buffalo was one. Like we did an Africa course that was
A
like
zebra?
there was a
Every
zebra.
Africa-
like, and it's
every
all stuff
African
you
animal
can't
you
just
could
go to the
imagine.
store and buy one of.
That's cool.
It was neat. It was authentically neat. The have a good time, party a little bit was strongly encouraged, not discouraged.
No,
And there was none of it was like, oh my God, we have like a 5-mile hike today over this thing.
It was just a good
It was
environment.
just a good environment. It was a good time.
It was.
Everyone was enjoying themselves. It was easy as far as the hiking portion, but still challenging shots.
Well, like, give me distances on shots.
We shot out to 130. Or
Oh, yeah,
something.
okay.
What was
Yeah.
the
one,
giraffe? Was the giraffe?
150. We
Yeah, we
because
shot
we stretched
150
it out
at-
to 150
Yeah, we
on the
backed up a
giraffe.
little bit. So they're still equivalent
Yeah.
distance.
Okay.
There were some of the courses we shot weren't probably as far as what you would typically encounter, and we talked of suggestions and encouragements. Say, hey, just stretch it out a little more as long as they're open and it's a good sized target. No one's going to be mad that you're shooting at a giant freaking target 20 yards farther than
Yeah.
you're used to shooting at.
And they
not
had
gonna care about
really good bands every night playing live
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
Vendor Village.
Yeah, they had live,
I mean,
live music
good,
every night.
I'll
good
say
man.
another thing
bands.
too is there wasn't really many mini-sized targets. They were all
No, they were all
full-size
big.
targets to my knowledge.
You're not shooting at a third scale elk at 60 yards. Like if you're taking a poke, you're shooting at a good sized target.
Yeah.
So the likelihood of losing your arrow is a lot lower.
Yeah.
But they're still good, challenging targets.
Yeah, I mean,
But
to
none of
score
it's
on it.
super challenging.
Okay, all right, interesting.
Just challenging distances, but not challenging hiking.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing that was cool too is there was kind of like a common camaraderie where after you shoot, there's a restaurant at the bottom and a restaurant at the top, and everyone would go hang out at the bottom and the top.
Slash bar.
That's last
Yeah. So
part.
no, it just sounded like a fun hang time.
And there's
Whereas-
a night shoot.
A night shoot, yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that's one of the
lighted
reels
pins
that you'll
and
see
stuff.
going around where there's
Yeah.
a bunch of people
Yeah.
standing there and they all lob
They had
at
tiki torches set up, and
That's
they
pretty
took
cool.
everybody out on side by sides to basically where you would start. Because it's a drawing, you have to pay to get in, and then I think there's actually 2 nights if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was 2.
There's one night that's a random draw, so you get put in with a random group of people, and then another night where you can shoot with your own buddies if you want to. But I mean, that was a lot of fun. Too.
That's super cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Well,
That
what's
was a lot
cool
of fun.
too is we're all hanging out with everyone. It was just like
Yeah.
it was like the guys hanging out, and then Scotty gets a little rowdy after dark. Josh and I go to bed. Who knows what happens?
Scotty
but if-
wakes up before both of y'all and brings y'all breakfast.
Yeah.
in bed.
I still don't know how you pulled all that off.
Yeah,
We were
Scotty
just
would bring us
asleep.
breakfast in bed every day, and it was a different.
Medium.
Such a
He had to
gentleman.
kick the medium tank top out of his bed earlier
Yeah.
before
Which
you
is
guys
why we
woke up.
never knew where it came from.
Dude, I should
Uh-huh.
have brought that shirt home and framed it. Just
You
like,
should have.
I don't know what the heck.
Bowfest 2024 5 whenever it was.
Oh,
It's like
the-
2 days straight. Where what the fuck is this? Where did this come
I'm
from?
like, I don't know. Ty's sleeping one room over from me, so I mean,
Maybe you're really quiet.
They got some insulation in those wooden cabins.
they do have some insulation because God bless that air conditioning unit. God dang, because it was hot when we were there.
That's
It was
interesting.
hot, yeah.
Bowfest is like it was way more fun than any TAC event I had, and I'm not just saying that to say that. I mean, we had fun. Like
It was a good
We
time.
had a blast.
All right.
It is a bit of a shame that it's not as popular, but at the same time, if you make it super popular, then it's going to turn into the same difficulty of, oh, now we have to be scheduled times. Now we have this. Now we have that. Now we have that. But I still think we're a long ways off. from
I
that
think we
being
are
concerned.
too, and they are overstaffed.
Yeah,
There's
a
a
lot of people.
ton of people work
of
because
people
for
working.
anybody wondering, it is a ski resort. Well, minus the resort part, I guess, but it is a
Well, the restaurant below, restaurant above, that's resort.
Yeah, that's
yeah, but
resort.
there's no hotels there. So when I say
Yeah.
ski resort, I'm like
yeah. There's no hotels.
yeah, but it is a ski mount where you take the lift up and basically that's one cool thing that we noticed. Obviously, once we got to the top, is when you take the lift up, they've got a huge poster board with all the courses mapped out, and you can go to any of those courses from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
In case anybody was wondering, this safari course has a bar before you go in.
That's a good one to go to.
Yeah.
There's a reason that I wanted to wait to talk about Bowfest for the end of the podcast after we just ground the thing into the ground with me talking about the different weights of releases is now we'll get all the cool people that were really interested in the technicals of archery showing up to Bowfest this next year.
Yeah. And
That's what
one
we're gonna
thing, if you want to see Scotty shoot a Hoyt the entire weekend of Bowfest, you could either use code TY, T-Y, or code MFJJ on the Bowfest website to book your tickets, and that'll ensure that Scotty has to use a Hoyt bow.
Are we doing that officially?
Yeah.
Is that a done thing?
I'll make sure it's a done thing in the morning.
It's not turned on their system.
This is the Podium Archer podcast. And
yes.
if you're going to sign up for Bowfest, please use coupon code MFJJ.
Yes.
It will make it cheaper for you. And the loser of that, out of the three of us, has a consequence.
Yes.
So
we
pretty
want
please,
Scotty.
We
really.
want Scotty to be the loser.
Yeah, we want
Super
Scotty to be
bad.
the loser. So just use MFJJ.
Why would you be nice to make him shoot a Hoyt?
That would be the trick, actually. We both endorse mine.
Hold on a second before y'all get too far ahead of
I already have
yourself.
a master
I
plan
love
that
it. I
ensures
love
that
it.
he loses.
Since we're doing that, if you would like these two to do something really stupid, use code BOWBOY to save yourself some money.
Wouldn't we have to agree to this, though?
I don't give a shit.
This
Use
is
code
just the shots
when you go to
fired
buy
already.
your.
This is only work if we all agree.
I think I worked in with Chris that you'd shoot a Hoyt and also wear purple Lululemon shorts.
Can I finish my
that are
pitch?
5 inches? So
Can I?
5 inch.
Five
Yeah,
inches.
5 inches.
5 inch
Hogs-
shorts.
the hogs falling out.
with the Hoyt. MFJJ. Coupon
Use code BOWBOY whenever you go to buy your Bowfest tickets for 2020. What is that? 6?
6, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna save you some money, and you're gonna watch
Hey, this
these
is
two
my- this
do
is my
something.
podcast.
I don't
Shut
give
your
it.
mouth.
No, it's not. It's his pod. It's his channel.
It's called
his
the Podium
YouTube.
Archer Podcast.
It's on Brandon McDonald's channel.
Shut him down, Brandon.
Regardless of
goodness.
what codes, any codes, no codes, I'm looking forward to it sincerely.
There will be videos. I'm not leaving anything out this year. If Scotty hops on a side-by-side with 4 girls, I'm putting it in this year.
As you should.
Unfiltered.
As you
Oh,
should.
that would just absolutely destroy my character.
All the people
No, I
would
think
be
that would
like,
be on point.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
On
is that a
brand, on
threat?
brand. That's the word. That's the word.
Right,
Very
on
on
brand.
brand.
I just know the
Very on
people
brand.
want to see it.
they
Yeah.
do.
As long as they were all
You know what else
moms.
people want to see? People want to see Brandon McDonald there.
Yes.
I want to go, dude. I listen. I want to do as many archery things as I can do.
You
I
want to
just
go,
got
or
to
you're
figure
going
out.
to go?
I gotta
Yeah.
figure, what
You wanna
when
go
is
or
it
you're
again?
gonna go?
Are you going to go?
Well,
Are you
I don't.
gonna
When,
go?
when
Tell
is
them
it
when it
again?
is.
It doesn't matter.
No,
Are you
it
going?
doesn't
Last
matter.
week of July, I think.
No, way earlier than that.
July 20th.
It's last week of June, maybe?
Yeah, different
like
Jay.
Like
Last week of
or
June?
something like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
Look it up.
Brandon McDonald will be there.
I would like to
It
go.
won't be during your bear hunt. It'll be after your bear hunt.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like,
I
'cause we
think it'll
moved our
be-
bear hunt later.
You'll
you
be
did?
upset.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
you
still.
don't go.
I think we're still early June. Speaking of hunting, We'll do one more little short segment and then we'll
Okay.
call it. Do you have
Right.
any hunts for next year that you've like? I know that there's obviously no tags or anything like that yet, but I just didn't use English words for the last part of my sentence.
only hunting trip I have lined up right now is the one we're going to in Texas.
Okay,
As of right now, I'll probably go back to whatchamajigger. Oh, that's terrible. Hope they're not
Kentucky?
watching. Yes, Threads, custom bowstrings. Wow. Whew. They probably won't watch this. If so, they're gonna be ashamed of me. They're good people. They don't want to see me drink, and I love them dearly. I mean, they don't care, but at the same time, they're great people. Like Ty. Thanks.
Wonderful.
The only difference is they're never mind.
White.
That was not where I was going. That honestly was not where I was going. But that is something I was saying.
That's going at the front of the podcast. We're setting
Yeah,
the
that is
tone.
lead off.
Holy shit, that was amazing.
I
Good
am
job,
so
Ty.
proud of
That
you
was
tonight.
so witty. Just
He
snap.
has done so good. I was.
That was good.
That really wasn't what I was thinking.
That is a great way.
Ty,
to
you
end
got
the
any hunt
podcast.
schedules?
You got
Yeah,
anything?
I do.
Got anything that you want to try for next year?
I actually have a good taper on the end of this year. I'll be in Texas at the end of December, and then the beginning of January I'll be doing New Mexico mule deer and aoudad. I'll be doing a Africa hunt in March. So main targets there are like a 14-foot croc and a Cape buffalo.
Oh.
So we'll be going for croc buffalo. I'll do turkey in Iowa.
Just spending that money, son.
Do it, dude. I freaking love it.
Dude,
Can't
I'm
take it with
fired
you.
up for you. That's
Kill you a
awesome.
big ass croc, man.
Yeah, we'll do.
I was not referring to the croc. I was referring to the Cape Buffalo.
Yeah.
That is
really?
expensive.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
dude.
don't like
Capes
if
are that
you got the right
expensive.
connections, it's not that expensive. Like 6 to 8.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. I thought it was worth that.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's
thought it
not
was-
on my dollar.
They don't let it. They don't put a PH with him. He's going to be out there with a bow by himself. They're like, oh yeah, this is a discounted one. You don't get guys with rifles backing you up. Go ahead, good luck.
I don't miss
Have
on
fun.
the Cape Buffalo.
You don't miss on the spikes either.
I don't.
All right, so
Certified
but
killer.
Iowa, you said Turkey in Iowa.
yeah, I'll do
Is it
Turk-
worth the trip for really? It's worth the trip. Turkey.
I mean, if I have the connection, so I might as well. I'll do Iowa turkey, Utah turkey, whatever I draw out for, and then I'll probably do a little bit of Wisconsin whitetail.
You got a lot of stuff,
If
dude.
I can draw Iowa, I have a spot to hunt in Iowa. The odds of that are probably pretty low. And then I'm trying to line up a caribou drop camp hunt for next year. So that would be my main one. I'd be more excited for that than Africa, because Africa's a lock. I don't know about the drop camp.
That's cool. What you got?
Me?
You got like 1,700 whitetail hunts left this year,
I don't
even though
have
you didn't.
1,700 whitetail hunts left.
Go ahead.
Well, where are we at? Is it December? Yeah, halfway through
Middle of
December.
December.
So right after Christmas, I go to Missouri, hunt in Missouri for whitetail, and then I hunt in Oklahoma again for whitetail, and then I'll go by the ATA show probably. We're still finalizing that.
More than likely.
Drive back to
I
Nashville.
can hang out with you guys in that. I'll be
Fly
there.
Oh, you're gonna be
into,
there? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fly into San Antonio on the 11th. Fly back to Spokane on the 16th. Hunting whitetail in San Antonio again. And then in February at the Javelina thing. Next year's not lined up yet. Hoping to do a moose, possibly a caribou, maybe a little more.
The moose would be ridiculous.
Bunch of whitetail again because they're just prevalent and there's lots.
It's easier to do.
Yeah.
Did you lose your vape?
No, I found it. I was seriously like patting myself down.
Where's my binky?
Yeah, for real. I was listening.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
How about you?
Yeah,
What
we
you
got.
Thank you for asking, Ty.
Of course.
I was going to tell no matter what. I'll whitetail hunt my place the rest of this year. We've got February doing javelina. And then I've got Manitoba bear in June. Black bear, like kind of an annual trip that we do.
Oh, I forgot. I'm doing bear at the end of April. Sorry. I forgot to mention
In
that. Same Washington.
that Washington one?
Yeah.
You killed a
Quinault.
big old monster last year.
Yeah, hope for another one.
I want to start going bigger because I feel like I'm kind of maxed out with what's in Manitoba where we're going. Like
probably.
they just don't kill much bigger ones there.
Is there ever going to be a
Saskatchewan.
world where we get MFJJ hunts on YouTube?
Like actually putting them out?
He's a bitch about filming too. Like dude,
It's not what you make it out to be for me. It's the last thing I do that isn't a job.
I can relate.
Everything I do every day is a job. This is a job. I enjoy this.
Yeah.
This is fun.
I agree.
But
it's a
it-
job
I've-
for
I've
all of us,
turned it-
technically.
I know, but I've turned it into a job, just like everything else that I do every minute, every day. And it's the last thing that I do that's just for me.
That's your peace and reminder why you
And
do
I'm
it.
terrified what's going to happen when I just go, I have to film all this. And I have filmed a couple of things,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm getting anxiety while I'm doing it. I literally am. I feel it. I notice it. It's making me uncomfortable, and I can tell. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it, and I've done some of it, and it just hasn't been put out yet. But I'm not liking how it feels.
I feel the same way. I would rather just shoot 3D targets and shoot bows and do videos, but I also feel like there's a side of it that viewers want to see,
I don't disagree with
and
that, Ty.
I want to
don't.
provide that value and that content.
I know. I don't disagree with that, but literally, like every minute, every day, it's all work.
Mm-hmm.
And that was always something to me that was pure and for me. And I don't know if I want to give that up.
Yeah.
So I struggle with it. Every time I turn the camera on, I struggle with it. And there were 2 times I pulled back on deer in this last trip, and I just didn't even turn the camera on. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I don't want to. Because I could tell how I felt about it. I didn't feel good about it. I didn't like it.
I only asked that question because I know a lot of people wonder that.
I know.
And I think for you, if something you value is doing stuff off camera, then I think stay true to you. You add enough value in terms of all the content you push out. You're not in debt or obligated to anyone to put out that type of content. You don't need to, right or wrong. You don't need to put out hunting content.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to make or break anything.
Yeah. So I think
but
you do what you want to do. I only asked that question because I know a lot of people ask me that.
Yeah.
Like, when are you going to put out hunting content? And it's just like, as I get time. But for you, it's like, if you want to, put it out. If you don't, then do your thing. It's not the end of the world.
Best hunts you'll ever have are the ones that no one else sees.
I disagree.
I do disagree. I don't think you're going to go back when you're an old man and watch videos of your RX-10 review in 2025. But I think that you will look back at the Mexico mule deer hunt videos that we did, because you'll remember the time that me and James went to Old Mexico and hunted mule deer. And so like for me, because we're all in different worlds as far as why we're creating content, because these two guys are doing it, promote their shops, sell stuff out of their shops. Obviously, you're doing it for a different reason. I'm doing it for a different reason. But what I ultimately want is the ability to look back on the memories when I'm an old man. And to me, in order to do that, you got to film it. You got to film it. But
I think even if you filmed it and you didn't put it out, you would still have that film and it would still mean something to you.
Well,
if you had it for yourself.
Your reason of why I'm making content is inaccurate. I'm not making content to promote my shop. It promotes my shop, but that is not my reason at all.
Okay, fair.
That's not fair.
I'm
trying
right.
to grow the sport in any which way I can. It has nothing to do with my shop. If it benefits me, that's fine, but that's not why I make content.
My bad. And I feel that you're right.
I know that putting out hunting content will also grow the sport. And that's really my dilemma. Because I don't care at all about bragging about it. Zero. Never wanted to film me shooting. Never wanted to film me hunting. Other people wanted me to, so I did. And other people want to see me hunt, want to see me film hunting. I don't want to do it for myself at all. But my real dilemma is it going to benefit the sport? Is it going to get more people into the sport? Is it going to grow the sport? And at the end of the day, I want to die someday knowing I made the sport as big as I could before I died. So is it more important for me to have that one little thing that's just for me? Or is it more important to grow the sport?
I think you'll grow the sport if you put out content.
So
that's where it becomes tough.
I think you've already grown the sport tremendously, and I think it's going to continue to grow.
Yeah.
So if that little thing that you're up in the air about whether you turn the camera on or off is for you, and it's just that little bit, in my opinion, leave that camera off.
I appreciate that, Scotty.
Seriously.
No, I appreciate that. I really do, authentically. But my real worry with it is, what if the difference is that little bit that it takes for legislation to go one way or the other way? Because that's what we're going to be staring at some point, is that a governing body of people are going to say you can do this or you can't, based off of what their constituents think. And if you can change the mindset of 5%, did that make or break the outcome? And that's what scares me, because at the end of the day, I want your grandchildren, because you're going to have some someday, I know it, and your grandchildren to still be able to bow hunt.
Yeah.
I want that more than I want anything else. So if I have to sacrifice something that I just want to be mine, I feel like I'm being selfish by just doing that.
I feel like
if there's a difference that can be made,
100%. I think that
it's so hard.
I think that what you're contributing to the sport right now is already having a impact greater than what other creators are doing, and that, I guess, void, where you could call it hunting content or whatever, that'll be filled by other creators. And so I think you just have to do what you feel called to do. And if it's you feel called to do bow reviews and keep doing what you're doing and stay in your lane, then that's great. If there's ever a point where you decide to do hunting content, I don't think it hurts you. I don't think it hurts the industry, but I don't think it's a make or break. And so I wouldn't view it so much as a transactional thing where it's like, if I don't do this, the industry could be in harm's way. I don't think you view it from that way. And I know exactly what you're trying to do, which is why I have a ton of admiration and respect and why I love you so much as a human and a business owner and what you're trying to do for the sport. But I think at the end of the day, you just do what's in line with you. Do what you want to do. And because the reality is you're not going to stop making the videos you're making. So you're not going to stop. You're never going to not have an impact on the industry. And as long as you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to impact people in the industry. And I know that's what you know you're called to do. And in your heart, that's what you want to do. So it's like, keep doing that. And if you do anything else, well, hey, it's just an addition to what you're already doing.
I appreciate that.
Don't forget why you got into it.
I won't. I appreciate that. It's just a hard spot for me, personally.
Damn,
Oh,
fellas.
you're so happy. Oh, you're so happy. That was over your head. Look at that's great.
It's a good way to end the pod. It's nice. I feel bad because you and I have talked about it so many times as far as what the goal is, and then for me to be like, it's because you want to grow your shop. I feel like a dick for saying that. I apologize.
Because you were being a dick.
Well, no, I wasn't. I just
You didn't mean it like that. I know.
I
know
didn't.
you did.
But I didn't. But it's not. I never want that to be accidentally thrown out because, like, one of the cool things about Josh is behind the scenes, he's exactly how he's on camera. Like, he genuinely cares. We were talking about 2026 goals, and the 2026 goals have nothing to do with growth or personal benefit. It literally, we're talking about, like, okay, how do we get some legislation shit going here? Like, how do we start doing that kind of stuff? So it is genuinely to try to continue to benefit the sport of archery so that it is bigger when we leave the earth, that's incredible.
Yeah, you can make all kinds of money if you want, but what are you really leaving behind? Mm-hmm. What's going to be different? What change is going to exist from what you've done with your time? And that gets really real when, those closest to you start dying. Yeah. And you start really realizing that.
One of my favorite quotes is service to many leads to greatness. So how many people can we as a collective go and serve through content or just being an example for people? I think you achieve greatness in your realm through serving others, which is what you're doing right now.
Appreciate that.
Good pod, fellas. We went a lot of different places. Thanks for coming out.
We did.
I'm sure we're going to have a continued wonderful time with you gathered here. We're going to see if Scotty gets pulled over again.
If I do, something bad happen because I get to walk to my hotel from here.
Yeah, it's like 20 feet out the door.
Yeah, I got to keep old Scotty off of Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, Grindr, all of them.
Oh, didn't you hear him earlier? He's so popular, he doesn't need any of that.
I guess so.
They just slide in your DMs. Hey, Scott, I heard you was up in Ashland City. Holler at your boy.
Cheatham County over here at the Holiday Inn, girl. Come on.
Sleep in, brother.
I would
sleep in, dog.
I would be
He was
sleeping.
trying to hide which one it was. That's so good. I knew what he was doing, and then he said it. I'm like, oh, screw it.
It's not like I'm going to edit this tomorrow and put it out.
Yeah, that's true.
You'll be. I'm going to do it tonight. Actually,
I'm back in Georgia. Sorry, you lost your chance.
The crazy heavies won't show up. You're fine.
Crazy heavies. I actually did.
Well, that mood changed. Cool. I was all somber and like depressed.
Y'all do have,
no, I don't want to do this.
There's some big ones around here.
I did slip your number to the Waffle House girls last night. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're out.
That looked like an infection.